What a day! What a day, man. I love wrestling. I'm just gonna bring that out there to you right now. This was by far, in my personal opinion, one of the best pay-per-views of 2020. Sure, there are a few negatives in there, but if we ignore the negatives and only focus on the positives, you definitely know this is one of the best pay-per-views of 2020. So, before we get into the good stuff, I'll actually want to talk about some of the crap. We'll get the crap over with. We had the pre-show where R-Truth defended the 24/7 Mr. I Never Lose That Damn Thing title. He defended that against Drew Gulak. No one cared. You didn't care. I didn't care. R-Truth retained. Of course he did. He's the Charlotte Flair of the 24/7 title. And then we had Elias versus Jeff Hardy. Like I said, we're going to get the crap over with first. Elias and Jeff Hardy, that was another match. I really didn't care for this. I really didn't. I didn't really care for this match. And Elias won by DQ. And Bobby Trashley defended the United States title against Shane Thorne. Because Mustafa Ali on the pre-show, he challenged the Hurt Business. He challenged the Hurt Business. And that's where we get to it, and that's where we are right now. And this was a piece of shit. I'm gonna say this right now. I no longer care about Retribution. Now, I was into it. I was into this stable, but now I don't care. This is a new stable that you just brought in, and you're gonna make them look weak. You're going to have them run around, cause all this chaos. You're going to have them run around, cause all this chaos. But then when they step into the ring, they lose. I get their heels and they're supposed to. But if they're your new stable, isn't your job to make them look strong? Even putting Mustafa Ali with them hasn't really changed anything. The only thing that, Ali, he's a great promo, and I really enjoyed his promo. And I enjoy his promos. But the thing is, how can we take his promos seriously if all of his men are losing? You had Shane Thorne go out to that ring and get squashed by Bobby Lashley under 5 minutes. Why should we be afraid of Retribution? Why should we believe that they're a serious threat on Monday Night Raw if you got Bobby Lashley squashing one of their members in under 3 minutes? He tapped out T-Bar. Or should I say Dominik Dijakovic. He tapped out Dijak on Raw. And then he taps out Shane Thorne. Ridiculous. I can't take Retribution seriously anymore. I can't. I can't bring myself to liking this stable if they're not going to win. They can run around, cause all the chaos they want. They can run around, make threats all they want. But if they're not picking up victories, then I don't care. I just don't care about Retribution anymore. And it's a shame. I saw a lot of potential in this. I really believe that they should have just drafted Retribution to Smackdown. I really think they should have just drafted Retribution to Smackdown, because I think it would have made more sense to keep them away from the Hurt Business. You could have had Hurt Business dominate Raw, and you could have had Retribution dominate SmackDown. It was that simple. But no, you wanted both of these stables on Raw, and now you're basically saying, well, we got to kill one to make the other one look strong. What's wrong? What is wrong with having MVPs guys put over the younger guys? Do you guys not... Do these people not realize that Cedric Alexander is the youngest guy in the Hurt Business? The other three are like in their 40s. Yet you got Shane Thorne in his early 20s. Or mid-20s. Maybe even 30. I don't know how old he is. You got Mustafa Ali. You got Dijak. You got Dio Madden. You got all these young, fresh guys in there. But no, let's have Bobby Lashley just squash Shane Thorne in under 5 minutes because we want to believe because we want to make Bobby Lashley look good. Screw Shane Thorne. Screw making him look good. Let's just make Bobby Lashley look good and make the entire stable look weak in the process. I'm sorry. They made Retribution look weak. I can't take them seriously. That's really all I got to say about that. I don't use that term a lot, but I honestly think we're almost at the road where Retribution could be buried. But I hope not. Let's hope WWE can find a way. Well, you got to realize it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot of rebuilding to make us believe that. It's gonna take a lot of rebuilding for us to take Retribution seriously. So let's get into the other stuff. Let's get into the other stuff. Let's get into the goods. So we had Roman Reigns. We had Roman Reigns face Jey Uso for the Universal Championship inside Hell in a Cell. It was an I Quit match inside Hell in a Cell. Great match. This was a great match to start off the show with. I saw a lot of people complain that these two should have main evented. Honestly, I don't really care. I was really hoping Sasha and Bayley were going to main event. I didn't really see this main eventing, but the storyline was good, so I guess you could say that there's an argument. But it started off, and I saw a lot of people complaining that this was starting off the show. I mean, honestly, who the hell cares where a match is positioned? Seriously, seriously, the thing I don't like is, like, the thing that ruins wrestling for me are the fans. Because they just get all upset just because a match that they're looking forward to gets placed, in a position where they don't want it to be in. If you're looking forward to the match... Sorry guys, I want to get off topic here for a second, and I want to mention something real quick. This has nothing to do with wrestling. I just want to make this real quick. My mum came into my room just now, and she's informed me that our country is officially opening again. We're opening again within a couple of days. That makes me very happy. We're finally free. We can finally open things up again. This pandemic's been awful, and it makes me very happy to tell you guys that we're finally opening. We're finally reopening everything. It makes me happy. My mother is very emotional about it. And it's great. I'm very, very happy about that. But anyway, after that, let's get back to what we were talking about. Just thought I'd let you guys know that. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about the fans. Like, in my personal opinion, does it really matter where your favorite match gets put on the card? I mean, I don't like when fans complain about, oh, the match should have gone here, or this match should have gone there. In my opinion, in my personal opinion, the Elias match should have started. But did they do it? No, of course they didn't. They didn't start off with that match. Was I upset? No, of course not. I don't care where a match gets placed on the card. Why, oh why, do people talk about that, oh, a match that I was looking forward to the most should be in the main event? Yes, I get it. I get that's what, people like and all. But you be happy that your favorite match is actually opening so you can see it right now? Imagine if Sasha and Bayley opened and Sasha won the title and that was the opening match and everything else after that. We Sasha fans would have been happy to see Sasha win the title, but at the end of the day, me personally, it shouldn't matter where the match gets placed on the card. It shouldn't matter where a match gets placed on the card. I'm just I was very happy about this match. I really did enjoy it. I was looking forward to this match, so I wasn't complaining that this match started off. This was a great way to start off the show. Would you rather the show start off in a shitty manner with The Miz and Otis? Would you be okay if the show started off with The Miz and Otis, with Tucker turning heel on Otis? Would that been your favorite way to open up the show? When you start off the show, you need to start off the show in a strong manner. So to all the people that were complaining about this match opening the show, this match opening the show made the most sense because it was a good match and it was a great way to get people excited for the rest of the pay-per-view. You got to start off strong with your pay-per-views. You got to start off strong with your pay-per-views. You don't start off with the shitty, weak filler matches. You put those in the middle. You put the filler matches in the middle while you put, one of your best matches at the start. So to all people complaining about Roman and Jay starting off, shush. It was a good match. It shouldn't matter where this match gets placed. But yes, this was a very fun match. Jay would refuse to quit. Roman was getting fed up. Jimmy Uso would come into the ring, and he would beg Roman to leave Jay alone. But then Roman would lash out and attack Jimmy. He would put him in the guillotine. Roman would put Jimmy in the guillotine, and Jay forcefully said, "I quit," because he didn't like seeing his brother getting destroyed. So Roman wins this I Quit match. I think this is the first time in a long time we've actually had a heel win an I Quit match. The last heel, if my memory serves me correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the last time we ever had a heel win an I Quit match was Chavo Guerrero back in 2006. It was right after Rey Mysterio's world title reign, because Rey won the 2006 Royal Rumble, so I think it happened right after Rey's world title reign came to an end. So yeah, I think that was the last time we've ever had a heel win an I Quit match. And before you people say, "Oh, but Rey won the I Quit match against Chavo Guerrero," well, they had two I Quit matches together. The first I Quit match they had together, Chavo Guerrero won, and the second one they had, that was the one that Rey won. So don't get yourselves all mixed up. Chavo won the first one, and then Rey won the second one. Oh, but what about Beth Phoenix and Melina? But Beth was a heel. She won the I Quit match. We're talking about men here. We're talking about men. We're not talking about women. If the women start having I Quit matches, then I'll bring up Beth and Melina. We're talking about men here. But yes, Beth and Melina are the only females to have an I Quit match. I want to see more I Quit matches in the future. I want to see Sasha versus Bayley in an I Quit match. Maybe Charlotte versus Shayna Baszler in an I Quit match. Or Becky Lynch versus Shayna in an I Quit match. Or Becky versus Ronda. Or Asuka versus Io. Or something like that in an I Quit match. People always say that the Hell in a Cell matches are the perfect way to end rivalries. Which, that is definitely true. But the I Quit match is another good match to use to end rivalries. If you don't have a Hell in a Cell match, why not at WrestleMania Why don't you have Charlotte Flair maybe versus Shayna Baszler in an I Quit match at WrestleMania? Make their rivalry personal so you can do an I Quit match. The rivalries need to be personal to do an I Quit match. You don't do one for the sake of doing one. If the rivalry's personal, then you do one. But I Quit matches are so rare, WWE rarely ever does them. I want to see more female I Quit matches. But Roman won the I Quit match against Jey Uso. Now Jimmy and Jay have got to do... They have to take orders and acknowledge Roman Reigns as the tribal chief. Or their families will be exiled from the family. We had The Miz face Otis for the Money in the Bank. We had Tucker. We had Tucker turn heel. We had Tucker turn heel on our boy Otis. Does anyone care? Is this going to help Tucker's career? No. What's a heel turn going to do for Tucker? Is it going to make him a WWE champion in the future? No, of course it's not. It does nothing for Tucker. This heel turn does absolutely zilch for Tucker. Miz is now the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. So, there you go. What was the point in having Otis win Money in the Bank? What was the whole point of him winning it? And I knew they were never going to have him cash in. He was never World Championship material. I've been saying this for a long time. Tucker was never World Champion material. Why give him the briefcase? Why give him something if you know he's not going to if you know he's not going to be World Champion material? Neither is The Miz. The Miz is not World Champion material either. Think about that. They passed it to another guy who's not World Champion material. The Miz is not a World Champion. He's a mid-carder at best. So The Miz is now the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. Who cares? Tucker turned heel. Whoop-de-doo. Think we all know Mandy Rose ain't going to be happy with good old Tucker on Raw. And by the way, Otis has got new music, which I find pretty funny. Because Tucker was actually using their Heavy Machinery music on Raw. We had Sasha Banks take on Bayley for the Smackdown Women's Championship. The one match I was looking forward to the most. Oh, I guess I should be angry where this match was placed. I guess this match was placed third last. I guess I should be angry that this match wasn't placed in the main event. I don't care. I don't care where this match was placed, as long as I got to see the match. And boy, oh boy, did these two women deliver! Match of the damn year! You cannot change my mind. This was match of the year. Storytelling of the year. This is storytelling at its finest with these two women. I loved every single second of this match. Absolutely everything about it was a positive. There was no negatives that I could find in this match. In my opinion, this may be a stretch. Some people may think I'm over-exaggerating. I don't give a shit. In my opinion, Sasha Banks versus Bayley inside Hell in a Cell topped their NXT TakeOver Brooklyn match. Some people may think some of you may think I'm over-exaggerating, but in my opinion, it topped it. I never thought... this is why I've been wanting to see these two feud for a long, long time. I know how good these two are. Actually, I think I should rewind. I think I should rewind a couple of things here before people really, before people kind of think I am over-exaggerating. If you guys watched my early reviews. And I'm bringing this up because this is definitely important. If you go back and watch my early reviews, I hated Bayley. I never liked her at all. I hated her babyface character. I hated everything about this woman. I hated everything about her. I even hated her face. Just the mere sight of Bayley just made me want to puke. I could not stand Bayley and her character at all. Don't believe me? Go watch my old reviews. Go watch my old reviews and you'll understand and you will see firsthand. But ever since Bayley turned heel around about this time last year, my mind started to change about Bayley. Because I've been pitching Bayley to turn heel for a long time. I've been wanting Bayley to turn heel for a long time. I wanted Bayley to turn heel for the longest time. Because I hated her childish character. I just hated it. Hated it, hated it, hated it. I just hated it. And then when Bayley finally turned heel for the first time ever, and I said to myself, I said, you know what? I'm going to give her a chance. Because I've been wanting her to turn heel. So when she turned heel, I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. And Bayley turned me around. She turned me around on her. When she was a babyface, I just could not stand her. But ever since she turned heel and started this new role model character, I have become a fan of Bayley. Bayley really turned my mind around. I was like that with Sasha too. I'm not gonna lie. I was like that with Sasha too. Because I didn't start doing reviews until late 2016, like kind of around the end of 2016. So I'll give you guys a little bit of brief of details on that one as well with Sasha. I didn't really like Sasha at first, but then her feud with Charlotte kind of turned me around. Her feud with Charlotte really turned me around and to really appreciate Sasha Banks and how great she is. So Bayley as a heel kind of did the same thing here, you know. I hated her as a babyface. I wanted her to turn heel just so that maybe I could finally like this woman, and that's exactly what happened. Bayley really turned me around. 380 days as SmackDown Women's Champion, this woman turned me around into a Bayley fan. She turned me around. Am I ashamed? No, of course not. I'm glad she did. I'm glad she turned me around. I'm glad she showed me what she can do. I just didn't like the babyface character. I just thought it was just stupid. It was just too PG. Bayley talked about it in her chronicle. Like WWE posted the clip of Bayley's heel turn on their WWE.com, and I listened to what Bayley had to say. And Bayley, what she said made me appreciate her even more. She was sad that she was going to get rid of this gimmick, but she accepted it. She said that everybody has to change, everybody has to evolve as the years go on. And she said, I'm a grown-up now. I gotta act like a grown-up. I'm a grown-up now. I gotta start acting like a grown-up person in front of the world. You know, she wanted to ditch the child character and, you know, become more of herself. And that right there really made me appreciate Bayley even more, because she accepted her heel turn. She accepted that things have to change. I've been saying this for the long time. You can't remain the same character forever. If you remain as the same person, you get stale. You get boring. And that's why I didn't like Bayley as a babyface, because she was stale and boring to me. She was stale and boring. I just never liked it. So there you go. Now you guys know a little brief history. So yes, I used to hate Bayley, but not anymore. Not anymore. Bayley, I'm sold on Bayley from this heel turn. I'm sold on Bayley, and I'm glad that Bayley was able to turn me around. And in my opinion, this match topped the NXT TakeOver Brooklyn match. I am so happy that Sasha Banks won. I am so over the moon. I'm so over the moon about Sasha Banks finally becoming the SmackDown Women's Champion. Now, we all may be happy she's champion, but now we gotta hope she gets a long reign. We can be happy about her. We can be happy she's champion all we want, but now we just gotta cross our fingers and our legs and toes. We gotta cross our fingers and legs and toes that she actually gets a lengthy title reign out of this. We all knew Bayley was going to be the one that was going to do the honors for Sasha. And I'm glad Bayley, gave her best friend her moment. Charlotte did the same thing for Becky. Charlotte did the same thing for Becky when they feuded in 2018. Charlotte gave Becky her moment to be the champion. The four horsewomen are friends. Charlotte also did Sasha the honors when Sasha won her first championship. Yeah, their feud in 2016 was back and forth, but I think in the end Charlotte and Sasha really enjoyed their feud with each other because it really brought out the best in each other. So I'm very happy that Bayley did the honors for Sasha, and now we just gotta hope Sasha gets a long reign. We may be happy she's champion, but now we just got to hope they give her a good run. That's the only thing we have to hope and pray for now. And now, the main event. Randy Orton faces Drew McIntyre. I did not care about this. I didn't. I actually didn't care about this match. I was so happy that Sasha won, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying too much attention. I did see that Randy and Drew were fighting on top of the cell. I did see that. I did see Randy Orton throw Drew off the cells, smashing him through the table. I did see that. And the last thing I remember seeing was Randy Orton delivering the RKO to Drew McIntyre and pinning him successfully. I was stunned. My boy, Randy, is the new WWE Champion for the 14th time. My boy, my man, is the champ. The one time I expected Randy to lose, he wins. And funny enough, the other two times he faced Drew, I expected him to win. Especially the SummerSlam match. But because he lost those two previous encounters, I was like, well, I won't care about the third encounter because he ain't going to win. And look at him. He won the WWE Championship. My day has been awesome. My day's awesome. Both of my favorites, two of my absolute faves, are now the champions in the WWE. Awesome. The three, in my opinion, the three Hell in a Cell matches really delivered. I felt like they all lived up to Hell in a Cell. Happy guys? We didn't get any more happy guys? We didn't get any stupid screwy finish like we did with The Fiend and Seth Rollins. You satisfied? You happy now? It doesn't matter. People complain anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You know, if it doesn't really matter. I'm seeing a lot of people complain about Randy Orton winning the WWE Championship. Guys, Drew McIntyre was champion for 203 days. Drew had a run. Drew had a good run. What is there to be upset about? What is there to be upset about? Like, yes, I know I'm defending Randy because he won the title, but give me a break. Drew had a fantastic run. Champion from WrestleMania. 203 days as the WWE Champion. You can't get any better than that. He was champion longer than Kofi. And Drew ain't no Kofi. Drew ain't no Kofi. Drew McIntyre will be WWE Champion again. He's not like Kofi Kingston. He ain't going to get one title reign and that's it. Drew will definitely be WWE Champion again. If not, he could go to Smackdown. If not, maybe they make him Universal Champion. Who knows? But I know Drew is not done as the top guy. Drew said this was his last match with Randy. So I guess that's it. So I guess Drew doesn't get his rematch. Then here's my idea. Then my idea is have Drew McIntyre win the United States Championship from Bobby Trashley. Drew McIntyre would make a great United States Champion. I'm happy. Randy's the champ. I've got nothing to... Drew McIntyre's got nothing to be ashamed of. He had a great run. I think that's what people should really look at. Drew had a great run. There is nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing to be upset about. There's nothing to be upset about. Drew had a great reign. I just don't get why people have to complain just because their favorites don't win. I get it. I get it. It happens. I've been that way with Sasha. I've been that way with Randy before. I've been that way with all my faves. But if your fave has a long reign and he ends up losing, I wouldn't be upset. I'd be like, well, he had a good run. This is Randy's first WWE Championship run since 2017. Since that Jinder Mahal feud. I've been wanting to get that out of my head for a long time. That Randy's last WWE title reign was when he had to drop it to Jinder. It's been that long. It's not like Randy was WWE Champion like last year. But yes, Drew lost. That definitely took me by surprise. I didn't expect that at all. But Randy's now the WWE Champion, and I'm looking forward to see what they do here. Do they have The Fiend? Do they have The Fiend face off against Randy Orton? I've heard some people say that The Fiend and Randy Orton could have a program. The one thing that but there is definitely one thing that I'm very worried about. The one thing that I am worried about is now that Randy's the WWE Champion, Miz is the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. I am worried that we could get a repeat from 2010. I'm worried we could get a repeat from 2010 that the Miz cashes in on Randy Orton and beats him for the WWE Championship. I don't want that. I don't want the Miz anywhere. I don't even want the Miz as WWE Champion. Would I rather The Fiend as WWE Champion? Yes, absolutely. I would rather The Fiend. I would rather Bray Wyatt beat Randy Orton. I would rather Bray Wyatt beat Randy Orton than have The Miz. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you guys for this Hell in a Cell review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I absolutely loved this show. This show was great. I really enjoyed it. Outside of the few little negatives and weak spots, I thought this was a very successful pay-per-view. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hit that thumbs up. Comment your opinions down below. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And I will see you all next time.